What's up, everybody? Yes, unfortunately, this news is apparently true. July 20th in Arlington, Texas, we are going to have a boxing match between the 27-year-old Jake Paul and the 57-year-old Iron Mike Tyson. This is my raw reaction. I just hopped on here and started recording, guys. This is absolutely disgraceful. This is disgraceful. You know, when Iron Mike Tyson a few years back, he's been in there with, Roy Jones Jr. We've seen these different things. We've even heard Dana say, look, Mike, you're Iron Mike. Everyone loves Iron Mike Tyson just about, right? He's at a lot of UFC events. He's at all these Saudi Arabian boxing matches. He's helping Francis Ngannou box. Why the hell is Mike Tyson getting in a boxing match? Why is Mike Tyson competing? And why the hell is Jake Paul boxing Mike Tyson? I don't understand. Jake Paul has had the most bizarre boxing career, right? I gave him some credit because this guy has taken some tough fights, or tough boxing matches, right? I mean, he goes out there, he takes on Tyson Fury's younger brother, whatever the hell his name is at this point, Tommy Fury, and they go out there. That's just, Jake Paul looked terrible. And then he comes back and he starts to kind of build himself up again, right? He goes in there against Nate Diaz. I really like Nate Diaz, right? And Nate Diaz, he didn't look that great. However, Jake Paul showed us that he's tough. He can, he can take on the onslaught of a guy that just keeps coming forward. He showed improvements, right? Despite how hard everyone was on him after the Diaz matchup. He's had two boxing matches since that have been absolute jokes, where he's knocked guys out in the first round. They're basically moving heavy bags. These guys aren't even throwing anything back at him. And we're just sitting here, we're like, is the fix on for this? Is this real? Is this, I would assume it's real because you can't really fix fights. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. I don't know. But why the hell is Mike Tyson boxing Jake Paul? I would love to know what you all think about this down in the comments, because I don't need to sit on here and tell you that about, actually, right there, Iron Mike Tyson, one of my favorite combat sport athletes of all time, one of my favorite athletes, period, is going to be stepping in the boxing ring at 57 years of age. I don't care what the training videos look like. I don't care how well Mike Tyson is moving. Yes, he is moving incredibly well for a guy that is 57 years old. I give you that. There's no doubt about it. He still has ferocious power. He still is fast. But he's still 57. He's 57 years old, guys. He is a fighter at heart, but he's not really, is he training on a consistent basis? Why is Jake Paul a guy who's talking about, I want to be a boxing champion, I want to do this, I want to do that? You clearly don't, right? So stop telling people that you want to be a boxing champion. I understand, and I don't want to say I was defending Jake Paul, but everyone was being very hard on him, right? He didn't have an amateur career. He didn't have a lot of those things, and guys don't understand, when you get in there and you're competing as an amateur, you need those reps before you hit the pro scene. So I gave Jake Paul some slack in the beginning. I'm like, okay, he's boxing an NBA guy. Okay, it's his first match, really, basically, right? And then he goes out there against a retired MMA guy. Okay, it's a fighter. He's a wrestler, Ben Askren, whatever. It's getting your feet wet. I get it. But here we are, multiple years later, and now it seems like he took a step forward going up against Tommy Fury, and then ever since the Tommy Fury boxing match, it just feels like that scared him off from facing the actual competition. Because, guys, even if you're a Jake Paul fan, this is just crazy. This is crazy. And again, people are going to tune in, right? I feel like it's still weird in a way, interesting, right? I mean, Mike Tyson at 57 years of age, we've seen the training videos of him out there. He's still moving fast. He's hitting the pads in his underwear. He's got ridiculous power. We know about that peekaboo style of Mike Tyson. It's exciting. Don't get me wrong. It's Mike Tyson. But why the hell is he boxing Jake Paul? If he was on, the co-main or something and he was boxing, I don't know, he shouldn't be boxing anymore at all. But if he was, Evander Holyfield or Roy Jones Jr. again, something like that, whatever. He's going in there against a 27-year-old Jake Paul who says he wants to be a champion, who says all of these things, but I can't help but say, no, you don't, because every time you take a step forward in boxing, he takes 3 to 5 steps back. A 57-year-old Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. Really? You want to be a champion? Listen, guys, Jake Paul's making tons of money. He's an influencer. He's a YouTuber. He is a dedicated boxer. And I give Jake Paul credit, guys. People are like, he can't box. Jake Paul can fucking fight, man. Jake Paul has tremendous power in his hands. He's athletic. He moves really well. He's getting better every time we see him. This notion that Jake Paul can't fight and box, bullcrap. Tyron Woodley found out the hard way. I was there for that second match up between Woodley and Jake Paul. Jake Paul's a gifted athlete. Him and Logan, they are, despite whether you like him or not, they are very gifted athletes. Jake Paul is taking this very, very serious. The way he's been preparing for boxing, he's training like a professional fighter. He has some of the best coaches in the world around him. I'm all for Jake Paul actually trying to pursue boxing. And I'm not saying that he needs to go in there against the best of the best, but can we at least make some sort of progression in the scale of the guys you're going up against? Like after Tommy Fury, okay, it was maybe a little bit of a leap. Okay, let's dial back a little bit. I have no problem with that. You go with Nathan Diaz, or an older MMA guy. The fans love him. He's a fan favorite. He's tough. He's not easy to put away. I get it. I give you that one there. But then after that, you're like, oh, I'm going to box, so-and-so. Nobody knows who. Like, it's no disrespect. It's just like, Jake Paul, you're such a big name. You have to be in there with people that have a name. And I just don't understand this. And people are still going to tune in because they're big fans of Jake Paul. And then, again, it's Iron Mike Tyson. When Mike Tyson does something, everyone seems to care and tune in, which rightfully so. He's one of the greatest heavyweights of all time in combat sports, period. Not just boxing, MMA, everything. Mike Tyson is one of the few icons that we have in sports that is recognized across every single form of combat. Everyone sees that tattoo and knows Mike Tyson. Going to be interesting though, right? I mean, obviously it's BS, right? But here's the thing. It's happening. So now that we got the rant out of the way, let's talk about this. Jake Paul's fast. He's fast. He's 27 years old. He obviously has youth on his side. He's a guy that when he was in there against Nathan Diaz, he fought at 185 pounds. Jake Paul walks around probably a little bit north of 200 pounds. I can promise you Mike Tyson's heavier. And I can promise you one thing, even at 57 years of age, when Mike Tyson digs his feet in, I'd be willing to bet he hits harder than Jake Paul still. And he is moving fast. Don't get me wrong. But this is I just don't get it, guys. I just don't get it. I'm not for these guys that are retired and a lot older getting back in there and competing in combat sports, because when you're up there in age, it gets more dangerous, right? You've already taken blows to the head, all those different things. I don't know. I want to hear what you all think down in the comments, because in my opinion, this is just crazy. It seems like every time we turn around, Jake Paul's just trying to find whatever he can. He takes these steps back, fights a bunch of nobodies, gets some experience, then gets a big name and sells a bunch of tickets and sells this big event of something, and it always just ends up being a big ball of nonsense. But I want to hear what you all think down in the comments. This is my raw, right off the cut reaction to this, but I want to hear what you all think. Comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I appreciate you all. See you next time.